You go to the restroom, you go grab a drink, and you watch it. And then at some point, you see one of those hot 10, one of the 10 girls that you liked, and she starts giving maybe just a type 1 glance, just that she's bored of the person she's talking to. You know what? That's my opportunity. I'm going to capitalize on that. And you move up, and you see this guy sweating buckets trying to chat to this chick, and her big boyfriend's come over, and he's all huge and in the guy's face, and the guy's trying to gay mug him by like hugging him and pretending that he's gay. And the guy's like, this is my girlfriend. The guy's like, yeah, but aren't you gay? And they're trying all that old crap. And you just go up to this girl, and you go up to her and say hi, give her a compliment. She goes, oh my God, that was so nice, thanks ever so much. You introduce yourself, you talk, and it's easy. Why is it easy? Because she wanted to talk to someone. And then you start seeing she's smiling at you, she's laughing at your jokes. You're like, I'm not funny, and she's laughing. That's how I know a girl likes me. When a girl laughs at me, I'm like, dude, I am not funny. If you are laughing at this, damn, you obviously want the cock. Like that's how I think, that's how I work it out. And so you start seeing this and it builds up. And then I'm in this conversation and it's speeding up. She's smiling at me more, she's touching, she's leaning in, she's whispering in my ear, I'm whispering in her ear, we're laughing, we're joking. The connection's starting to build and I'm reading all of these signs and I know for a fact that this girl is attracted to me. Not because I'm assuming it, because I can see it. I can see the psychological signs, I know what they are, and I am reading them one after the other, thick and fast. I know all of them, I can see them coming at me, no hesitation, no doubt, no bullshit. This girl wants the cock. Thank you. So, on that, I wanted to take some time just to make sure I've got it. I think I've got like 8 minutes or something. I don't know how long I've got. But I want to take some time. If you guys have any questions about any of the stuff I've taught or anything that I've ever taught, please raise your hands. And
You got 15.
I have 15 minutes. Thank you. Oh yeah, because the extra. Thank you. So I have 15 minutes. So if any of you guys have questions, now is the time on that or any subject. Go. Or even yoga. Yes. I'm joking about yoga.
Is there any signal of that she's interested that's like stronger than some of the others, or are there?
Dude, that's a great question. Okay, so first of all, type 3 glance is going to be absolutely huge. There's another big one where if a girl places your hand on her, that's probably the biggest one you're going to get. Other things that I've looked for is when a girl places her hands on your abs, that area specifically. But you can think of it this way, and this is like a real, it's like cheating almost. Wrists, throat, vital organs, genitals. Any of this area where if you slit it with a knife, it would hurt a lot. That's the kind of place where if a girl's touching there, it's a really good sign. Because she's basically saying, you can trust me, I'm touching you here, and everything's okay, I like you, and you can trust me in this position. Unless she's holding it with a knife, that wouldn't be okay. There's context in everything, but yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool, all right, next question. Go for it, roll up the sleeves.
You had said about you showing your own interest in terms of gesticulating or any other tilting the head to the side, but what would be the issues of coming off in the beginning of showing all this interest, even though she hasn't necessarily given you a reason to have
This is
to
the
return
best
that?
bit about this, right? I love that question. This is the best bit. This isn't neediness. This isn't like, oh my God, can I buy you a drink? This is a very subtle, non-verbal communication that she's hardwired to think she sees, but isn't sure. Remember, hopefully, the girl you're talking to is not watching this video and doesn't know that that is exactly what that means. Just like before I spoke today, none of you knew that that was a sign. If you were talking to a girl and you started seeing her talk with her hands, you wouldn't be like, that's definite interest. You'd be like, oh, this girl talks with her hands a lot and it's really distracting, and her ring's clanging and that's really fucking annoying me. You wouldn't think, fuck, that's gesticulation. I see it. This girl's obviously somewhat interested. And like it's not like, yes, I want you, it's, I'm interested. So what you're saying is, subconsciously, in a very minor way, I'm interested. Let's see what happens. And of course, here's the funny thing. And this is what I love about pickup. There's always levels, right? At the higher level, watch this. Oh my God, you're so much fun. Yeah, it's cool. So now I kill interest. Same thing you do push-pull in regular game. I can just add that into my game. So I've got a whole other repertoire I can play with. Imagine opening up a girl and being really like mobile as you speak and your hands are moving everywhere. And then suddenly she says something you don't like and you just stop. And now she's like, oh shit, he doesn't seem as happy anymore. I better fix that. And then she starts working hard to get you, and we've got investment, which are triggering, which any of you guys have followed my stuff knows that's really the biggest key in triggering attraction. Cool. Next question. Yeah, go for it.
If she gives you a type 3 glance, can you just escalate off the fly really hard?
Most guys who go direct have actually just spotted a type 3 glance and have gone for it. I gave this challenge, like, I'm a big fan of direct game. I was one of the first guys to do a direct game video and show how it works. And one of my favorite things about direct game is to call out the guys that go, direct game's the only thing you need and it's the only thing that works every single time. It works, it's great, but you gotta use it in the right situation. Direct game from a type 3 glance is gonna look impressive, it's gonna be fast, it's gonna be quick, and most of the guys that I've ever seen do direct game have already triggered a type 3 glance. There are people that specifically when they're teaching will say, get in front of the girl so she can see you. Like, they'll go out of their way to get in front so they can trigger that eye contact before they do it because they know that's an important part of it, right? That's a trigger. But in terms of like, if you're going indirect, you don't necessarily need that, but you're gonna be working harder for it. So direct game is amazing in terms of speed and efficiency, and type 3 glance is probably a very good sign that you can go somewhat direct. But here's the thing, I always like to read off the girl. So if I see a type 3 glance, rather than going straight up and being like, hey, I like you or whatever, I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna be like, hi, you have such a cool smile. I saw it from the other side of the room. I had to come over and say, hi, I'm Adam, nice to meet you. That's much more likely what I'm gonna say. And then the girl's gonna be like, oh my God, you've got a great smile too. I'm Bitsy, or whatever her name is. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool, Bitsy. What a cool name. I love that name. That's a great name. And then we're just gonna give these dumb compliments that don't really mean anything while smiling at each other and kind of like flirting, and the conversation doesn't really matter at that point. And so we are indirectly being direct. We are hardcore flirting. And then I'm just gonna be like, hey, you know what? I think this song's awesome. We should go and do that, or whatever. I'm just gonna lead it and do whatever I want because I know I've already got the attraction. Whereas if I'm getting a type 1 glance, I'm much more likely to go in with something a bit indirect first until I start seeing the faster glances. And the other thing as well, when you start seeing the signs of attraction speed up, that's when you know to go direct. So you can be going indirect, 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 watch the signs increase, and then when you start getting like, one sign every minute or something, or one sign every 30 seconds, you can say, be like, you know what, fuck this, I'm just gonna go direct and close the deal. And you'll find a lot of pickup artists do this naturally, but don't know that's what they're doing. And that's one of the things I feel that I bring to the table in pickup. I analyze what people are actually doing and teach that. Because I think that, I don't know about you guys, I'm a fucking nerd, man. Give me tables, give me charts, give me dice. It doesn't help so much with game, but whatever. You know what I mean? I need that. And so by really analyzing it, I find that makes things a lot easier for me.
Right. So would it be advisable, like if she gave the type 3 glance, would you go
Physically escalate off the bat, like grab her hands and stuff like that?
I wouldn't, I'm not a fan of pulling girls and dragging them around and doing stuff. Here's the thing. Would you want to drag a girl physically back to your house, or would you want to walk towards your house and know that girl's following you because she wants to? Right? My game is always run that way. I'm always like, hey, you know what? I'm going to do a small after party back at my place. I got some drinks. We're probably going to bust out some karaoke at home. It's fun. You are totally welcome to turn up. If you don't want to come, I totally get it. But I'm letting you know you're missing out on all the fun we're going to be having. That's much more likely to make the girl. And if I say that while smiling at her and being like, hey, listen, I would love to invite you. I'm not even saying you're invited. I'm just like, I would love to invite you. Here's the situation. What do you want to do? And get the girl to come that way rather than being like, come, we're getting karaoke. You know what I mean? Because then you get this natural jerk reaction, like, why the fuck are you pulling me? I love jerk reaction, it's great. Jerk reaction because you're a jerk, right? Why fucking pull? If she wants you, she'll come. If you're getting a type 3 glance, this girl wants you. You can probably just go up to her and be like, hey, you know what?